All right, hello everyone, and welcome to League Review. I'm your host William, and brief technical difficulty there. My webcam was unplugged, and the reason why I was unplugged is kind of why the reason we weren't doing the podcast the last 2 days. My keyboard broke. I was watching a scary movie with some friends the other day, and right before it, I got a nice glass of water, like so. And when we were sitting up, I set the glass of water right down here, and except for that being there was my phone right there, and uh, it got like lopsided because obviously it was on my phone. Whole glass of water spilt right into the keyboard, ruined it. Sad days for all. So I couldn't type and I had to wait for my keyboard to arrive in the mail. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the quarterfinals for a little bit, and then we'll jump straight into the semifinals. And I told Ryan today on Discord, but man, I am that keyboard breaking was like a blessing in disguise. I have a hell of a rant from today that I am just gonna go off on a certain team. And if you look at the taskbar, the bar up here, you'll probably can put two and two together about who I'm gonna be going off on that rant. But before that, let's talk about just briefly talk about the first game. Let's go to the main event, which was Griffin versus IG. We we didn't call it, but we called it. Okay, Griffin IG was the first matchup, and man, the issue was the reason why I ended up picking Griffin to 3-2 IG was because I thought that the jungle difference of Tarzan over Ning was going to be superior to the difference between the Shy and Sword. And we talked about it in saying that this is going to be the closest series of the four series, which I think it was, in my opinion. It was the closest game wise, but I think that the issue was that the Shy has been performing so much better than we thought, and the Sword is performing pretty poor, just like we thought as well. But like the Shy really stepped up to a level that was unexpected. Also, not to be thrown too much under the bus, or not under the bus, but to the wayside where people don't realize it. Ning also stepped up really well this series to actually have not a poor of a performance like Sword did. Sword played to his expectations. Ning played above the expectations, which is why Ning was able to stay a little bit more equal to Tarzan, and the Shy was able to just shred Sword like we thought, but it was worse than we thought. It was really bad, and like that's why IG is going to the semifinals, which I am very happy about. It's one of the true believers from pre pre Worlds. I said this team's a major threat. I had Jackie Love as number one player. Incorrect. I had the Shy as number four, but the number one top laner. Absolutely correct. So I got that one right at least. And I did not rank Ning, Rookie, or Balan, but Rookie has stepped up greatly. I think the scary thing for me is that if Jackie Love does start to play like how because if people didn't watch China, they don't know that Jackie Love is the main reason that Invictus Gaming is here. Rookie was playing terrible. The Shy was only playing average, and Ning was benched. It shows how bad he was playing. And Balan was actually playing pretty good, but it's Balan. He's not the hyper powerhouse carry of the rest of the team. So like Jackie Love was the main carry, and he 1v9'd his way all the way to get Invictus 2 Worlds. So I consider Jackie Love like top of the because I thought the Shy was so good, and I had the Shy at number four. But I'm like, if I have the Shy at number four, I have to have Jackie Love higher because Jackie Love played so much better than the Shy coming into Worlds. So I think that it's if he can start popping off the way he was in China, this split it's gonna be a tough one for Fun Plus Phoenix. Which brings me to Fun Plus Phoenix and Fnatic, where Fun Plus Phoenix, like I said, destroyed Fnatic, and we're gonna get into a little bit of a rant later, like in a bit with that. But first off, the games were not close. Outside of the Cheese Vigar mid, was seems like the Eastern teams are not very well prepared for. SKT kind of entered into it, and so did FunPlus. They also entered into it. I think it's one of those situations where the Vigar mid was not played at all in the East when they were scrimming there before Worlds, and I think it's really catching them off guard. So I expect that probably won't be banned. IG probably doesn't play it, and FunPlus doesn't play it, I'm assuming. And SKT doesn't play, so the only team that can bring it is G2. So SKT probably has to ban it. If it's played by G2, you probably have to give that game, or SKT has learned how to play into it now because they've actually experienced it. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a threat going forward. I think it's more of just a Fnatic type thing that was there, but it was pretty deadly. The cage, no one respected the cage on FunPlus or SKT in that matchup. But outside of that it was a steamroll, and it's what I mean. People are so like we're so confused. Like, oh man, Fnatic played really bad. I mean, what did you expect? Like the issue is, and I get it. We'll start the rant here. I get it from a casual viewer. A casual viewer is not going to be like me and watch all 13 leagues. I'm a psychopath. I get it. I understand that completely. I am a lunatic. The casual viewer is not going to watch China usually because it's on at the same timeline as uh, or at the same time slot as Korea. And Korea is just more known for their English broadcast, and it's more established. So if you're gonna watch something there, you're gonna watch Korea, which makes sense. China is the best region. We will go to the Chinese region right now. LPL Summer 2019. We're also gonna go to Spring as well, but I get it. If you're casual, that's fine. It makes sense. FunPlus Phoenix went 14-1 in best of threes and went 29-4. They had an 88% win rate, which is higher than G2 or anyone like that. Much higher. This is why coming into the tournament, I said there's a possibility FunPlus Phoenix does not lose a single game. Unfortunately, they've lost 3 games now, and it's their inexperience has shown quite a bit, as we've seen on the scoreboard where they all have like 7 games. That's true. If you're casual, fine. You don't know this team. You never heard of this team. They won the LPL. You should be a little scared that they won the LPL at 14-1, as all these teams are pretty much better than most of any other team. And all these teams can probably fight for a top 3, top 2 spot in any other region, probably outside Korea. Outside Korea. Like this, they're deadly. I'm gonna put Dominions in there, but you don't really have to. Even GDG is pretty scary. They got Zoom, top laner, who's fantastic, and Yagao also in the mid lane. Very good. 10th place in this league. 10th. Did not make playoffs. Team WE, Mystic, probably one of the best ADCs outside of any other region. Did not make playoffs. Sunning, a super team. Angel in the top lane, Hacker in the jungle, Maple from Flash Wolves in the mid lane, SMLZ in ADC, Sword Art in the jungle or in support as well. And then Ryan said, I'll say in fairness, people probably saw FunPlus in groups versus a team like Splice, and with how much of the gap there was between Splice and Fnatic, and they assumed they'd be better showing than Fnatic. Yes, and that's what I mean. If you're casual, you didn't see this. You didn't see this 88% win rate. All for it. The issue I have is right here. This is from the comms from Fnatic, and this is what Hillisang says right here. I'm going to play this little clip.
To win. But now we're playing FPX and we think that they're weak team and shit and the AD carry is bad and everything, but it's really not true.
Someone on their coaching staff needs to be fired immediately if they went into FunPlus Phoenix thinking FunPlus Phoenix is a bad team and LWX is a bad AD carry. Did their coaching staff only watch group stage? Like, is that all? If you're on the team, you should be doing loads of research on the teams being played. FunPlus Phoenix is a shit team? What? This team should have scared you more than SKT. This team should have scared you more than G2. This team was terrifying to watch. They didn't take an Elder Drake because they killed everyone and won the games before they even needed to take them. That will never happen again in League. I guarantee it. That is a once-in-a-lifetime stat that will happen. No team will be at an 88% win rate, 29-4, and have never taken an Elder Drake because they beat teams in the best region so quickly. And you considered them a shit team because of their group stage performance? Is that... Like, again, casual fan. Understandable to think that. You didn't see this. You're like, oh, this team's like Team WE. They're just going to choke. This means that the coaching staff or Fnatic were so cocky and arrogant or something that they didn't do their homework? Like, that... The number 1 team for China is just, whatever. We're better. Whippo is worse than Gimgoon by a large margin. Tien is like 8 times better than Broxa. Doinby's like 5 times better than Nemesis. LWX, even though he's had a poor showing he played good in the the quarterfinals is probably 2 to 3 times better than Reckless. Crisp is like 10 times better than Hillising. As a coaching staff, you need to know that you need to not be arrogant, and you need to not be so like think you're so like all that, and you need to realize that you need to be unbiased in that scenario. Be like, okay, we have a major weakness at all 5 lanes. How do we win this game? like, yeah, I will say that Hillisang was trying to refocus everyone like that. It's my flame isn't necessarily towards Hillisang in this scenario. The mentality, like him saying that, means that as a team and like as a organization, this is how Fnatic came into this game. They came into this game thinking they are better at every position, which is good to an extent. It's good to the extent of like you always want to feel like you're better because if you feel like you're better, you're going to like you know what I mean. Like you don't want to feel like you're an underdog because then unless you like that feeling. There are teams that do like that, like Michigan State in college football. They love that feeling, but which I hate them for. But there is definitely a level there where you don't want to go in the game like, oh, we're gonna lose and just like you do have to have some confidence. But the fact that they sounded like that was just a clip of that for most of that entire comms, like that I watched the entire. I would watch it if you want. It's about 12 minutes, but they are very arrogant and they really think they are much. They think Fun Plus Phoenix is like a pushover type team, which is what has. This is what confused me so much, is that how does Young Buck and them like how where was the research and like scouting? Like you have to scout your opponent. You would think, right? Like if they're scouting them and they're like, oh, they only went. You see, they won the LPL. They had an 88% win rate. They went 29-4. They never took an Elder Drake. Oh, that's because they won. They still went 29-4. Okay. And then what they do in spring season? Maybe it was just a fluke, you know? Oh, they went 28-10 in spring season. That was a 74% win rate still. They finished on top there as well. IG, who made it to MSI and destroyed G2 in those games and got upset by Liquid, but almost went 10-0 in the group stage of MSI. Oh, they finished 3 games above them. Like, okay, so maybe we should take this team a little seriously. Like, maybe they're one of the only 2 teams that you can say have 5 teams. It's like they didn't realize that they had 5 players that are top 20 worthy. The only other team that you can say that is probably G2. That's it. You can't say with. I don't think you could put effort or con. Cons had a really good tournament, but I don't think before you could say effort or Con are top 20. I don't think you can say that for Fnatic. I don't think you can say it for RNG. All of the tournament favorites, there was only 2 teams that have legitimate, such high skill level at every position. That's Fun Plus Phoenix and G2. Only 2 teams. Don't tell Nemesis that. Going to point number 2, Ryan. Let's watch Nemesis on Doinby, the guy who just beat him very badly in the game.
Doesn't matter if you're fast enough with mouse like me. Is Doinby better than Faker? No. I think Doinby is probably, in my opinion, he's one of the worst meets at the tournaments. At the tournament.
My God. Is Doinby better than Faker? We can agree to that. Obviously, for a career, Faker's way better. I personally think Doinby has had a better tournament than Faker, but it is very, very, very close. Like I think it's very like Faker had a pretty poor performance against Splice. Doinby had a fantastic performance against Fnatic, but like it's close. Okay, it's very close. And I've seen so many people defending this comment. Let's actually see if we have anything on Reddit here. Rep Fnatic, I think said that Fnatic got knocked out like some of my friend didn't ban Rise Nemesis had the confidence to completely shut Doinby down. Yeah, I disagree. The ban game Rise and lost harder, lack confidence handle Doinby, blah blah blah. And it's a play count. Emerson sounds salty. Okay, yeah. There's some people, but if I scroll down further, I'm not gonna do that because that's just not enjoyable to watch. If someone read Reddit, but there was a lot of people on Reddit and Twitter and LS on Twitter did defend Nemesis, which I will respectfully disagree because even though people flame LS a lot, I do like a lot of LS's opinions. I think that people give him way too much hate. I don't like some of them. Like his Jin Air over at G2, and Jin Air did beat him in a scrim, but that's a scrim, and G2 troll enough that I figured they entered hard enough in a scrim type situation. It would never happen in pro play. Like that never will happen in a professional game where Jin Air would have beat G2. Like that's not even close. And what the hell is this ad? Man, I need to get like ad blocker or something. But anyway, uh, but so I don't agree with certain opinions like that. But I do. What the hell is? I'm gonna just move this out and go back here. Uh, but yeah, we had. So he agreed with Nemesis in this that he at least to the point where he said Faker's better. I saw. There's argument there. To say that Doinbe's one of the worst mid laners in the tournament after he just literally destroyed you. Like the only thing Nemesis had on Doinbe is more CS. And I don't if you want to say if you want to be that mid laner that like oh better team wins, other better mid loses, stuff like that because you out farmed him, but Doinbe out roamed you. Like that's what Doinbe does. If you're only gonna judge him on his poor laning phase, it's not that poor. People say he has a poor laning phase. It's because Fun Plus Phoenix plays a different style of game than most people do. They roam very hard with their mid laner. Doinbe plays. Look at his champion pool. He plays Nautilus. Also, someone said Doinbe had one of the weakest champion pools because he can only play Rise. Doinbe has a bigger champion pool than Faker. Like, Doinbe has the biggest champion pool. He played Skarner to this year. like, like, seriously. Oh my god. I think it's. Oh, okay. So Ryan said apparently there are a few analysts that agree with Nemesis being on of the okay of Nemesis being Doinbe on one of the worst mids. LS did and Kelsey Moser, but I think the problem with that is it's almost entirely about laning and TN and Chris babying him. That it's not. That sounds like salty solo queue. Like that sounds so stupid to me that you're like, oh, Crisp and Tien are just babying the mid lane, and that's why he's only good because Crisp and Tien are good. Well, then you should probably realize that Tien and Crisp are also the best performers, which goes back to Fnatic thinking this team is trash. Crisp and Tien are like top 2 at their positions at this tournament, by the way, as well. You should probably realize that. Too bad you're out already. but yeah, I think it's absurd because they play like that. They get Crisp and Tien to go mid. They fixed the wave or whatever because Doinbe roamed to get kills, like for his teammates. He doesn't play a carry mid laner. He plays his most played champion. Nautilus mid was the split. He plays Scion mid. He plays Kled mid, which he hasn't pulled out at Worlds yet. Get ready if he pulls out Kled mid, because if you think his Rise is scary, his Kled is about just as scary. He plays Rise. He's played Skarner. Technically, he played Jungle Skarner. I found out. I was like, I do not remember him playing Skarner mid, but he did play Skarner. But it's because him and Tien swapped. So I was like, I don't know how he made Skarner mid work, but he did. But it was actually Jungle against top. He plays Scion mid. Like he plays Malphite mid. He like Brian said, he plays all these champions. All these champions aren't carry champions. You have to look at it from a different perspective. You can't look at his CS is shit, so he's a crappy mid laner. Well, his CS is shit, but LWX is sitting there like, thanks, Doinbe, you just gave me 3 kills. Now I can go pop off and end the other bot lane. Gimgoon up top's like, oh, thanks, Doinbe, you got me a kill as well. Cool. Sorry you're down 20 CS, but the other 2 lanes are completely destroying now. It's a shame. Like, it doesn't make sense. Ryan stated that, if anything, that just shows that Doinbe has better synergy with his team and a better understanding on priority and what to do with it. He's like the High of China. Not the best laning or mechanics, but he has a great understanding of the game and how to play it out. Exactly. It's like you're nitpicking constantly at this one detail of it, and you're like, well, he's one of the worst mid laners at Worlds. Like, sorry, I lost a lot of respect for Fnatic after those comms and then this Nemesis thing, because Fnatic's usually one of my favorite European teams, but damn, I was like, fuck you guys. Wow, you are salty. You guys barely played better than Team Liquid, remember. You guys played 2 good games at Worlds. Like, should look deep into your own your own team there before calling other people out like this. You got very, very, very lucky that all the bounces went the right way, that you even got out of groups and RNG didn't. You better remember that. And there's a reason why you got your ass kicked in quarterfinals. Because now, I know it sounds salty from me, but after watching the quarterfinals between Fnatic and Splice, I think Splice is the better team, definitely at Worlds. Like, I absolutely think that Splice performed better all of Worlds. And just, I would actually, oops, that's not what I wanted. I would actually say what Brian argued with me a bit and say that Fnatic was the 8th best team going in. And I will agree. I can't switch it, obviously, because it's done now. But I will say that I was wrong, and Fnatic was the 8th best team going in the quarters. So you should probably look at yourself before insulting others like that about how, oh, FPX is a shit team. You were worse on all 5 positions. They're great at team fighting. They're better than you at that. They're better at you at communication with the team and doing all these things. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all, in my opinion. All right. Rant over. What are we? 21 minutes in. Let's actually talk semifinals now. Just quickly, Splice. Good for you, Splice. Where's my thing? Splice won a game off. They won a game off of SKT. I did not think they had it in them, especially how the first 2 games went. And good job, Splice. That is a team that I absolutely love to see. See, you call me like toxic towards European team, like or whatever. That's how I feel. I feel like the world just assumes Europe is the best region, so I look very toxic towards European teams when I call them out on it. Like I feel I feel like this hatred towards European teams I didn't feel all year. Not even at MSI. Like, I don't get it. I don't like it. Like I like Splice though. Like I thought Splice was gonna get eliminated by Isurus. They proved me wrong. They shut me up in the group stage where I thought they would get 4th place because Gam really disappointed me. This is a fail, and I'm giving you a big fat F, by the way, Fnatic. Sidetracked. Big fat F on this tournament. Griffin, another fail. What we learned is what we talked about. If you go all the way back, I wish I would have done this with my Griffin prediction, but if you go all the way back to us talking, I don't know if it was the before wild card or before group stage, we said that Griffin and Damwon are going to be amazing until best of 5s because we have not seen them win a best of 5 ever. Maybe one. I think Damwon might have won one of them, but like they do not win best of 5s at all. I guess Damwon did win one of them to actually make it the Worlds. They beat Kingzone. But like in playoffs, Griffin always loses best of 5. Damwon got tilted and lost 3-0 to SKT in best of 5. Like they really struggle against best of 5s. That is why my pre-World Power rankings, I had Griffin and Damwon at 8 and 9. I had them below Team Liquid because I think Team Liquid in a best of 5 would do better than them. I wouldn't agree with that anymore, with Damwon at least. But Griffin, definitely, I can see that was a... No, I can't even say that with Griffin because the Sword was so bad. If Sword wasn't that bad, Griffin would have beaten IG. Like, absolutely. I don't think Team Liquid beats IG, or Griffin, in a best of 5 because Impact would not have had the same impact, pun intended, than that Deshai had on Sword. And if that didn't happen, the rest of the map would have bulldozed over Team Liquid. So it's not the same in the sense, but that was my reasoning and logic before Worlds, that Griffin and Damwon are below there because I had never seen them prove it in best of 5s. So that Griffin gets a D because they did get first, and I will also give Damwon a D because they also got first. D for Damwon. But we have a lot of fails coming in the Worlds. You know who gets a pass? Splice with an A. No, Splice gets an A+. Splice has had the best tournament compared to expectations this year. Mammoth, 2nd place. Remember Mammoth? They are still the 2nd place team in my opinion compared to expectations. IG's already going to get a pass. Depending if they go to finals, they will probably get a high grade as well. G2, SKT, and FunPlus Phoenix, they got to win. They got to win the tournament. That's the only way they get AA to their name. Ryan says that Splice were a pleasant surprise this World. Is the C9 planes buff channeled through them? Well, yeah, absolutely. I don't think Splice make it if Gam would have played much better. I think Gam played quite below expectations. That's why they're one of my few Fs. And but I think that I think that the Splice absolutely stepped up. They were my biggest step up above your expectations team so far, by far. And then you also said question: Fnatic disappoints in groups instead of shooting themselves in quarters. RNG gets out instead. Does RNG beat Fun Plus Phoenix in the rematch of the LPL Summer Finals? That would have been a very entertaining series compared to me just sitting there smugly, just sitting like I told you guys. I told everyone that this series was not going to be close. Like I don't know what people were thinking. Instead of that, I actually would have enjoyed had an enjoyable, really close series. I do think Fun Plus Phoenix takes it because I think that I mean, oh damn, Karsa's such a good jungler as well. Tian and Karsa. Yeah, I think FunPlus takes it back though, just because the last time we saw them, they've really, really dominated against RNG. They made sure that Uzi did not get fed, so I think that would happen again. But it is tough to call. I don't know how much of a revenge RNG could have taken. They would have. I will tell you this: they would have performed 10 times better than Fnatic performed against FunPlus Phoenix. That's for sure. Probably would have gone 5 in my opinion. I would still go FunPlus though. Yeah, so we only have 4 teams left, and they're all towards my top 6. They're all in the top 3. Have made it my 3 tournament favorites, and IG as well. I think they were the high. Obviously, I had them as the highest A-tier team, so seeing them here is not a surprise to me too much. Ryan said I would give Griffin a C and a pass personally, especially considering all the bad. You know what? I completely forgot about that baggage. I apologize, Griffin. They will get a C. The baggage is very important. You're absolutely. I'm still giving Damwon a D. No, they're staying a C, but I'm still giving Damwon a D because they should have performed better, in my opinion. But I don't think they're like a complete failure, like Fnatic or C9 or Royal Youth or Gam. Those are my big 4 failures at the moment. But they do deserve a C. I apologize to Griffin for giving you the fail there. You deserve to pass. You got first. What did you say? Especially considering all the baggage they brought with them, the Worlds and the stigma of choking, they turned on Grooves and played a 4v6 matchup versus surging world champions very well. Yeah, they did play very close to Damwon or to IG, and Damwon didn't play very close to G2 outside of the second game, first and second game, kind of fell apart after that. Yeah, so that's that. Now let's get to semifinals talk. Now that we got that out of the way. So how many fails do we have at Worlds now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams have failed at Worlds. I don't think I could fail. Depending if one of these 3 teams get 3-0'd, they will fail. But for the most part, they're gonna pass. They're not gonna pass with an A unless they win Worlds, and you get an A plus no matter what, because you won Worlds. Who cares? Like there's nothing we can talk about. You won. You did your job. The post Worlds fast fail tier list. Yeah, we'll go through an entire. We'll tier it like from best, which will most likely be the number. Whoever wins Worlds is going to be number 1. Spoiler. Number 2 is probably going to be Splice, which is very weird to say already. Which is awesome for Splice. Good job. like that. Even though you lost in quarters, like you, damn well good performance. Very, very good performance. Then there's teams like GAM and Royal Youth and C9 and Fnatic and even Team Liquid, like way down bottom. All right. So let's talk semifinals. This is probably the best semifinals we could ask for. We have the 3 major tournament favorites. Obviously, after that we had RNG and Fnatic. Fnatic shit the bed. RNG very unfortunate. I'm holding that to my grave. But so them, and then we have, in my opinion, the best A-tier team coming in IG, and the defending world champions. Yeah, I can't. Ryan, followed closely by TL and Orange. No, RNG is not closely there. They're only D because they have to be. But TL and Clutch, I will give you that. I will give you TL and Clutch that are closely following them. Let's talk. What's the first one? Is the first one IG and FunPlus Phoenix? It is. Okay. Saturday, IG versus FunPlus Phoenix. This is close. I said coming into Worlds, Fumble Phoenix not going to lose a game. Clearly wrong. They've lost 3. They've lost 3 games. They've looked a little shaky, but they're getting better and better. If you've noticed, like they lost that first game, the J team, pretty bad. They lost the game, the Splice, and like they outside of the Vygar cheese, which Vygar is cheese in midline. They really have turned it on since their elimination game against the J team. They had the elimination game against the J team, which they destroyed them. They had the tiebreaker against Splice, which they destroyed them. Then they had game 1 against Fnatic. They destroyed them. Fnatic also had Garen, Yumi, and Twisted Fate. The only way I saw Fnatic lose or Fumble Phoenix losing the or to Fnatic was because of Twisted Fate, because Nemesis plays it amazing. He's the best AD Twisted Fate in the world, and that's why I think it's super salty to say that Doinby sucks when he beat you 2 times on your best champion in the world, and then you say Ryze is a bad pick when Cassiopeia, you picked the counter pick of Cassiopeia, and you didn't need the Bandit, and you got destroyed in the counter pick as well. If he beat you on your best champion and you counterpicked and you said that champion's not good, it just sounds like salt. It doesn't sound like a rational analysis, in my opinion. Yeah, Ryan said this is the LPL final we never got this year. Absolutely, because IG choked out in the round 1 against LNG. Which, man, I miss LNG. I miss Flandre. I wish Flandre and Knight could like make Worlds, because they're such explosive players, especially Knight. Remember, World's top 20 is missing Knight, who is the best player in the world. If Top goes to Worlds, if they like get some players for Knight, please, and like if Knight gets like discredited the way Doinby's getting discredited, I'm gonna lose it. If I see any mid laner going onto their stream and saying, I think Knight is a bottom tier mid laner at Worlds, oh my god. I'm gonna Knight. If you don't watch any LPL, like type in like Knight 9 highlights from LPL or something. Like just try and find a highlight reel of it. It's disgusting. The man, where is it? Where's LPL? Top esports, second place, 1-player team. 1-player team. 369, average. XX, average. Loken, average. Ben, pretty bad. Knight, godlike, second place. Oh, don't get me excited, Ryan. Ryan said, "MB4, thank you, Jensen. Welcome TL Knight." Like Jensen had a bad tournament. I don't want to see them make a change mid unless you get someone like Knight. There's very few players I want to see removed from this Team Liquid roster. Like it's maybe upgrade the jungle if you can to Tarzan. Like there's Immortal Knight. There we go. I like that one. Like. But Knight needs a roster. Going to NA is not going to get him a lineup around him. It's just going to be the exact same thing as where he's sitting at in China. But yeah, China essentially, or Top Esports, if you don't know, is this team that got second place at China, by the way. If any Fnatic analysts want to pay attention to the LPL. Top Esports, second place, 1 higher than RNG, 3 higher, 4 higher than Invictus Gaming. All basically on the back of Knight. This guy is a monster, but he's not at Worlds. We'll see him hopefully in next year or in a few years. Hopefully he's at Worlds at NA, because I would love to watch him live. He's better mechanically than Faker. Let's just say that. He hasn't done it on the big stage, so we can't say that yet. But he has the potential to be better than mechanically than Faker. Let's say it's potential, because he needs to do it at the group stage or the World stage to be able to prove it. Yeah. All right. IG, Fun Plus Phoenix. IG, the only team to beat. Really? Knight got to top 2 in LPL by himself. Want to bet he can't win NA alone? You're absolutely correct, Ryan. Actually, yeah. Immortals could go Immortals Knight, and they could sign me to play top lane, and they're at least making playoffs. Knight could take Jenner to the LCK finals. He could take V Vicious to the Russian finals. Like the guy is a guy. I cannot understate enough or overstate enough that you need to watch this guy play if you've never heard of him. And I could be ADC. Nice. Yeah, I could be any position. Like, we could throw you in. We could have you, me, Brian, Brock, and then Knight, and that team would be a playoff team. Like, you have a plat, a gold, an unranked, and another unranked. And you have a playoff team because of Knight. Man's a god. But yeah, IG versus Fun Plus Phoenix. IG. Ryan, stop it! I'm trying to get IG for Fun Plus Phoenix. Ryan said, "Yeah, big to the team, championship, don't even have to play world championship at that point. Big and Knight on the same team, that's an unbeatable team. They wouldn't lose a single game in NA, and they wouldn't lose a single game at MSI, wouldn't lose a single game at Rift Rivals, wouldn't lose a single game at NA, and then wouldn't lose a single game at Worlds." Anyway, enough about Knight. IG versus Fun Plus Phoenix. Fun Plus Phoenix. Let's talk about them on summer. They went 14-1, 29-4 total. So that means they only lost 2 games outside of one in particular series. And I called this series. I was very happy about it. I don't remember what week it was, but we're gonna find it. OMG, EDG, nope. Fun Plus, nope. Fun Plus, nope. We're gonna get it. It's important. Fun Plus, nope. Was it early in the season? Fun Plus. There it is, right here. Week 7. I knew it was a little bit later in the season. Week 7. It was IG versus Fun Plus Phoenix. Let's go to our notes from LPL Summer Split. Week 7. I picked Fun Plus Phoenix. I thought I picked IG. I could have swore I picked IG. Whoops. Just ignore that. Never mind. That's embarrassing. I could have swore I picked IG against Fun Plus Phoenix. I guess not. Never mind. IG just screwed me there. If you notice, IG screws me on the last game of the year, of the week, like 3 weeks in a row here. We went on a... Yikes, that's embarrassing. Anyway, IG went... The meme was that IG always fucked your predictions. Exactly. I'm sorry. See, Ryan's a dedicated viewer, apparently more than me. This was 3 weeks in a row where I could have got 9-3 was my personal best, as you see, 9-3, 9-3. IG beat Fun Plus Phoenix. IG lost, and IG lost on the last series of the week for 3 weeks in a row, where I was 1 win away from getting a personal best of 10-2 in a week. Triggered. Forgot about that. Anywho, IG did beat Fun Plus Phoenix that week. I'm actually going to pull up some match histories from that because I am curious myself. I can't pull up match history. I forgot. It's LPL. LPL is the one league we don't have match histories for. So it's like I don't do the LPL podcast and I'm just like trying to run it like I do. But you know, I only did it for like 20 weeks in a row if you count spring. Anywho, this is going to be a very close matchup between IG and Fun Plus Phoenix. I'm glad we got 38 minutes before we discussed an actual semifinals prediction. That's embarrassing. That's not going to do great on YouTube. But I think that the Shy is on a rampage right now. And I think that the reason why against Gimgoon is going to be very, very interesting. Because Gimgoon has not performed to expectations himself. He's actually kind of been worse for wear, kind of like LWX, but LWX has, how do I say it? LWX has been very good against Fnatic and very poor in the group stage. So it's kind of weird to think that he will perform worse. I think he's actually getting better. Here we go. Fun Plus Phoenix did win the first game of this. If Invictus has shown anything, it's that LPL Summer hasn't meant shit so far at Worlds. Like how Billy isn't here. Exactly, Ryan. Billy, world champions. Great team. But yeah, so this was the match history. So we actually have proof of how this series is going to go. I'm glad I could find it. The first game was 15-11. Fun Plus Phoenix won by about 8k gold. 9-4 in towers, it looks like. LWX, honest Caitlyn. Told ya. This man is a god. His best win rates are with Lucian and Kaisa, but he is also a god on the snipers. You gotta be careful. As Vera showed up at quarterfinals, his Caitlyn is also a disgusting pick. Like he, especially and look at Doinby's playing Rise, where it's like it's a bad pick, and he's not very good. I guess he's only 7-1 against rookie. Jackie Love, they played the Lucian Yumi back when that was meta, and Fumble beats IG and Doinby is a dog. It's on Dog Champ Rise. Exactly, Ryan. Exactly. Yeah, Gimgoon on the Gangplank, very solid pick there. All around, this is back when Silas Jungle was before the nerf. All around, good game. IG had 4 towers. Game 2, this is how IG turned around, though. They won Game 2 by 20k gold. 20k gold's a lot of gold. Doinby played Aatrox mid, because, you know, sounds like a mid laner. LWX played Caitlyn. Ignore that. I didn't. I'm blocking with my hand, but it's not on the screen. Jackie Love played the other sniper, and the Shy popped off. This was classic IG. The Shy popped off. Shocking. They won the game. Ning on Olaf, one of his best champions, because it only goes in. Can't go out. And if it goes in and works, you're going to win the game. If it goes in and doesn't work, you're going to lose. Ning is literally reincarnated. He's absolutely. Oh, shoot, what the heck is his name? The RNG jungler. He retired. In our friend group, it's a joke because he kind of looks like Harry Potter a little bit. I can't remember. We always call him Harry Potter. I can't remember his actual name. Shoot. He's such a good jungler. Oh, MLXG. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. MLXG. It's exactly the same thing. MLXD is my favorite. There's 2 sides of MLXG. There's that side and the MLXD side. If you don't know anything about Ning, he is literally reincarnated MLXG. Exact same playstyle, exact same champion pool, exact same mentality, exact same person. I don't know if they're not the same person, to be honest. Has anyone seen them in the same room together? Don't know. Probably, because they played against each other multiple times. And then the third game was IG versus FunPlus Phoenix, about a 11k gold lead, 23-17. This was another blowout, 11-2 towers. Kills were equal, but 11-2 towers. Kind of tells you how the game went. TN LWX, man, just look at game 1. He's really making me upset with how poor these other performances are. But again, as you see here, we have the Shy as Vlad. As you know, you do. As a Team Liquid fan, I should know. You do not give the Shy Vlad. It don't work out too well for you. It's not good. And TN picked the Olaf, so Ning was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to, I hate you. I feel this anger, you took my champion. And they went in and dived a million times, I'm sure. I can guarantee you he dived at least 4 times this game, just because it's Ning. I have 0 proof of that. I just know it's true. He dived in on Jarvan under towers like crazy. And that's why he hit 3-3-18. The Shy went 7-2. Jackie Love went 7-4 on the Varus Tom Kench. And Rookie on Talia again went 6-4. Pretty solid. Doinby. Also, Doinby has not changed. Rise, Aatrox, Nautilus. That's his mid lane. That's his mid lane. Yeah, exactly what Ryan said. I love how Ning is apparently MLXG reincarnated when they both were at Worlds last year. They literally played against each other last year, and I'm like, he's reincarnated. It's the only way. It's the only way to prove it. They are twins. Like they're connected in the brain. They are like the conjoined twins. I swear. It's the only way. It's the only way to explain it. But does that series from 4 months ago, 3 months ago, say that IG is going to beat FunPlus Phoenix this week? It's a tough one. It's really tough to say because the Shy is playing so well and Ning is improving a lot. Like Ning has another very difficult challenge. TN, surprise, is just slightly worse than Tarzan. If people don't know. He's almost at Tarzan's level in skill. And Gimgoon is much better than Sword. And because of that, I actually do think FunPlus Phoenix will be going on to the finals. The rise of psychotic junglers. I really do think FunPlus Phoenix is going to beat IG. I gotta give it a 3-2 because the Shy, the way that IG beats FunPlus Phoenix is the exact same way they beat Griffin to an extent, where the Shy pops off. You want TN to come up top all the time, and Jackie Love will eventually pop off and make me feel vindicated about putting him at number 1. on LWX. LWX Jackie Love versus LWX is the biggest discrepancy in this matchup compared to Griffin's The Shy versus Sword. However, the way Jackie Love has been playing and the way the Shy has been playing, you could argue that it is actually the Shy and Gimgoon, who Gimgoon has been playing pretty well. Not to the level he played in LPL, but he's still playing well enough that you can argue that that's going to be the case. The difference between TN and Ning is a big difference, and I think Doinby and Rookie, I would give a slight edge to Doinby. I also give a pretty sizable edge to Crisp over bot lane. So that's going to determine the bot lane as well. If Crisp can keep LWX safe and against Jackie Love, we should be good there. So with that, I do think Fun Plus Phoenix makes finals. I'm sad to see IG go. I am happy either way with these teams winning. I want to see Fun Plus Phoenix because it's new, but it's also you get this nice story of seeing IG go back to try and reclaim their title and defend their title on the final stage. So either way, I'm happy. I won't be upset. I just think Fun Plus Phoenix is slightly better than IG, and I think that the reason that the Shy was able to get so far ahead is because of Sword, and I don't think Gimgoon's anywhere near the level of Sword. So I think the Shy should not be able to take such a massive advantage like that. If he does, though, it's just the Shy. And me and Ryan talked about it forever ago. If IG wins Worlds this year, I will be talking about possibly the Shy being the next Faker. At 19, he would have 2 World Championships already. He'd only be 1 away from Faker. And I think his dominant performances, he would be in the running. Not there yet. We're building the groundwork for it. It's not that bold of a prediction. We're building the groundwork for him to be the next Faker. The LeBron to Michael Jordan, let's say. It will be something like that, I think, if IG is able to go on and win this tournament. I really do believe that. Finally, 46 minutes in. Ryan says, Fun Plus Phoenix with a 3-0 sweep and as Doinby 1v2 kills Rookie and the Shy multiple times to shut the arrows off. I don't understand how you could watch Worlds so far, especially the Fnatic series of all of them. Does anyone not remember Game 3 where Fnatic won and they almost lost because of the Rise? Is that just out of everyone's mind right now? Seriously, guys. Fnatic had a 10k gold lead and they almost lost to a one-man Rise. He was 1 Q away from killing 3. When Fnatic won that game, 1 Q would have killed 3 of them and given him so much healing back from Triumph that he would have just killed the one fully healed person, which I think was Reckless on Kaisa. The Rise is scary, guys. The Rise is a champion that should be banned every game against Doinby. And Doinby is a very good mid laner. Okay. Let's talk about the MSI rematch. Another very, very exciting matchup. G2 versus SKT. The last time these two teams faced, we had a hell of a best of 5, went 5 games, all the way. SKT messed up a final team fight right around the Baron, and then eventually ended up losing the game because of it. Right around the Blue Gromp, also known as Agatha, from the LCK. And this is a very, very good match. These are the best teams. Even I'm a Team Liquid fan and any other fan, these are the 4 best teams you can ask for. Outside of maybe RNG getting here. But I mean even then, that's for asking for the best of the best. But you got the worst team you got is the defending champions. And you got all 3 tournament favorites coming in. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome to see. That being said, we have G2 versus SKT. Last time this happened, G2 won in best of 3-2. I think it was a very, very close series. I'm very interested to see how this series goes. It could go either way. G2 looked dominating against Damwon. And that was apparently as Damwon had won about 80% of the scrims against G2 coming into that game. So that was very curious. Which is more likely, according to Ryan, that we get a match against 2 former world champions in the finals, or the guarantee of a new world champion in finals? Guaranteed new champion is the more likely, in my opinion. I think I'll just come out and say the prediction then while I'm there. I think that Fun Plus Phoenix 55% chance to go to finals. It's not a blowout by any means, just because of how well we've seen the Shy play. I give IG a 45% chance. And it's I have SKT winning 3-2, but it is so damn close. I want to believe in the SKT revenge story from MSI. The MSI series was so close. I think people are. It's the same. I think too much weight is on MSI personally. As a Team Liquid fan, I thought that before Worlds even started. People were like, "Oh, Team Liquid beat IG 3-1 in World." I don't. It's not a fluke. I don't. I think it's disrespectful to call it a fluke. I think that Team Liquid played the best to their ability that day. Like that's a good. It was an upset. And that's an upset. Is not a fluke. I mean, you can argue semantics on that, but like in my opinion, it was an upset. If you say Team Liquid is a fluke against IG, you could say the same thing about G2 being a fluke against SKT. I don't think either of them were flukes. They were both very, very good teams, and they both won very close series. I think the same thing could be said here against SKT and G2. This is going to be another very close series. I just have a feeling Jankos in Wonder played much better. Jankos played a decent bit better, but Jankos is still disappointing me quite a bit at Worlds right now, and Klid has been a monster at Worlds. Like that's my biggest issue right now. Wonder performed better, Mickey performed better compared to what he performed in the group stage. So I think those two have shored up their issues. Hopefully with Mickey, I'm more worried about Mickey than I am Wonder. I think Wonder will be just fine against Khan. I think Perks will beat Teddy. I think Perks is the best ADC in the tournament right now. Like Perks has been a god at ADC, like an absolute god. And then Faker versus Caps. Caps has been very good, and Faker had a bad series against Splice. But to expect two bad series in a row from Faker is just hoping for too much. You know what I mean? Like as a Western fan, like Faker's gonna have two bad series in a row, right? That's a little bit much. What's up with the Western jungler MVPs at Worlds this year? Jankos and Sven both have been underwhelming at best. Yeah, and Broxa was very bad as well on Fnatic. And Lyra, I didn't have any expectations for Lyra, to be honest. Xerxes was probably the best Western jungler at Worlds this year, which is very interesting to say, as I would have had him probably fifth coming in. For sure fifth. I will guarantee he was fifth coming in. The only one I had worse was Lyra. But yeah, I think Xmithy played okay. Xmithy hasn't played terrible himself, but yeah, Broxa played terrible. Jankos has played terrible. Jankos is the only one that still has the opportunity to step it up still. Sven is out. Xmithy's out. Xerxes out. Lyra's out. Jankos still has a shot to redeem himself. So yeah, I think all of the Western junglers have been outmatched, and I think that is partially because jungle in the West, very weak position. I have always said that when Xmithy would always, even his Team Liquid, I'm sorry Xmithy, I love Xmithy from Immortals and on Team Liquid, saying Xmithy is the best jungler in NA is usually a true statement. Obviously this year it was Finskaren. He had a phenomenal year, but the Eastern junglers, Tarzan, Klid, Tien, Karsa, Canyon, the MVP of the LCK, where he's at number 5 here. Like, oh, man, I don't know. Ning on a good day. Ning is he's there. Let's just say that. Levi, he had a very disappointing tournament, but you have Levi in Vietnam. Like, junglers you have Zhao Peng on Sino Dragon, 12th place team. 12th place team in the LFL. Zhao Peng would be like a top 5 easily Western jungler. Easily. He's a sick Nidalee jungle, by the way, which is rare to say these days, but it's good. It's a very good Nidalee jungle. There's so many good Eastern junglers. I think it's a position like how EU has really good mid laners. I think junglers is very lackluster in EU and in NA. And yeah, like I don't know. I don't know, man. You know who else is a good Nidalee jungler? Who, Ryan? Blabber. He is. He's very good on those snowball type junglers. I think you are absolutely correct when you've talked to me on Discord and you've said that like Blabber, how much raw talent Blabber has. Absolutely, I think that it there you have to be careful with Blabber because he has a tendency. He's not the conjoined twin of Ning and MLXG, but he's in the same family. He's a distant cousin. He's absolutely a distant cousin to that family. So you need to nurture this. This is such a high impact raw talent that a team needs to nurture this carefully, and they could have a fantastic best jungler the West has ever seen, in my opinion. But they got to do it carefully, because they don't do it carefully, you're gonna have the wrong side of it come out way too often. But yeah, I again back to the pick. I have SKT 3-2 against G2. This isn't a slight on G2 or anything. I don't. This is a fit. I have this series. I have Fun plus Phoenix and IG 55-45. I have SKT and G2 like 51-49. It is so even. I can't wait to watch this. Blabber isn't really a coin flip. He's just a heads for the first 15 minutes and then tails after. That is true, actually. but that is, in a sense, it's still a coin flip where. But I get your point. It's a little bit different where he's always usually good in the first 15 minutes, where the others like Ning and MLXG, good or bad, first 15 minutes, you know. Are they 0-3 or 3-0? Because that's what the score is going to be. The score is going to tell you how good they're doing. But man, SKT and G2, this is going to be one of the best series. I think I don't even know. Like I don't even want to say like last year where you could say the real championship was KT versus IG. I don't think you could say that about either of these matchups. I think IG and Fumble Phoenix are fantastic teams, and SKT and G2 are also fantastic teams. So no matter what the outcome is, G2 versus IG, G2 versus Fumble Phoenix, SKT versus IG, SKT versus Fumble Phoenix, like either way, you're getting a fantastic best case scenario matchup for Worlds and for viewership. So it would be very interesting. You get finals with G2. G2 is going to have a massive home crowd. You get finals with SKT. SKT is probably going to have the home field advantage because SKT has such a large following. Like they're probably not as loud as G2, but they will also have a probably big home field advantage, the winner of that game. However, you'll have IG playing a dominant. If they go through Fun plus Phoenix, they know they can probably beat anyone, and that would mean another 3 games for Ning to get recollected with the team and perform better. And if Fun plus Phoenix wins, that's another 3 to 5 games where Fun plus Phoenix has another 3 to 5 games of international experience. And we've just seen this team get scarier and scarier. And just like their LPL version, they are getting more and more comfortable. And if they get more and more comfortable, that is the team that will not lose a game at Worlds that I was talking about. This is like one of the best teams the league has ever had. So we have to be very careful in their team play. Ryan put in quotes, one of the best series in before NARAM for 3 games. Says KT just make finals and then EU crowd is sad. Man, I mean, that's almost why I want G2 to win, almost, because I want to hear how loud the crowd will be with G2 in the finals. That will be an insane crowd in Paris. Not that Paris is already not going to be loud in the first place, but especially having an EU team in there, oh my god, that crowd will be absolutely insane. I would love to show that to people that aren't like familiar with esports. I love showing people at the Bird Nest for when it was in China, and like showing the massive crowd and everything. That's one of my favorite things to do for people that aren't into esports or don't understand esports and stuff like that. One of my favorite things is show them how many people actually show up to live events. It's not just people like sitting in their rooms like they think it is. Like whenever you talk about esports to someone, they always ask me. I don't know if anyone else has had this situation, but they've always asked me, "Oh, when do you play?" I'm like, "I don't play." It's like you're asking me if I played baseball. I'm not. If I was getting really excited about baseball to you, and you're like, "Oh, when do you suit up for the Tigers?" That's kind of how it feels. So it's a little disrespectful, but I understand it to the point where they just don't understand it. So you have to try and get it to them, and that's one of my biggest things is showing people massive crowd size, like. They're like, "Oh wow, this is very very popular." Ryan said, by the way, guarantee that this year's World Song has narrative impact for finals. Well, yeah. You have Phoenix and all three of the mids from the same team. Like, it's going to be. The script was there in front of us this whole time. You called it out. I mean, you and a lot of other people called it out. Like, Worlds is on us. Like, they gave us the World Song. It was late. They had to write the script. They were a little slow on script writing, but they got done. And they're like, here you guys go. None of these other teams matter whatsoever. It's just these three, and Phoenix and Fun Plus Phoenix. There you go. But yeah, that I think should do it for the podcast. We'll hopefully be doing the next podcast on Sunday. We only have two more podcasts for the rest of the year. It's crazy. That's absolutely crazy to me. And then we have like 2 months off. I'll probably stream RuneScape stuff in that off time, or maybe if there's a breaking news or a free agency situation, maybe then. You know what I could do in 2 months? Hopefully, is maybe update the podcast format so it looks a little more appetizing for newer viewers or for you old viewer folks as well, and have a little spice it up a little bit so it's not just a web page and me sitting here talking and and stuff like that. So hopefully that I still got to do that. If you think I'm lazy, you would be right. So no promises on that. But LCS preseason podcast hype, yeah, woo! LCS preseason, just what we wanted. There will be changes in the format. They will no longer. I can tell you now, there will no longer be an LMS podcast. It will be thrown in with the wild card. How sad will I be as a C9 fan? Tune in and find out. Yeah, there we will do a podcast. If Brock is right, we will be breaking that news. If Sneaky retires, we will be having a podcast on in the next 15 minutes. But with that, I think it's time to wrap it up here. Thank you guys for watching, and I cannot wait to watch these two games. If you haven't watched any league this year, this is the time you need to watch league. If you haven't watched any league this year and you're an hour into a podcast about the semifinals where we discussed a bunch of league, I don't know who you are. You are a very strange person. But you should check out this week's final semifinals. On Saturday you have IG versus One Plus Phoenix, and Sunday you have G2 and SKT. But yeah, that will be all. Thank you guys for watching. I cannot wait to talk tomorrow or Sunday about how these games go. I'm super excited to see it. Either way, we have a fantastic matchup for the finals no matter what the outcome of these games. And that is the best case scenario. The best case scenario is having zero salt coming in to finals week. Because you're like, oh, these teams, no matter what team wins, they deserve it. Like, you're not like, oh, they got kind of lucky. Like, they're not as good. Like, maybe they just got a good few bounces here and there. No, all four of these teams will absolutely deserve it by the time they make it. With that, though, the podcast is over. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you Sunday. Good night.